http://cosmicparadigm.com/athabashian/ Sunday, March 6, 2011. Observations. Share this greetings to all from the starship Athabashian. We join you today to offer our observations of the situation on your planet from our perspective many miles above you. First, our observations about the physical changes you are currently seeing. The extraordinarily severe weather in Australia is part of Earth's cleansing process, as is the abnormally snowy and cold winter in the east of the United States. You will experience more of this colder than normal weather in parts of North America, Europe, and Asia. You will also experience above average rainfall and snow along with the cold. During the summer months in the Northern Hemisphere, you will experience warmer than normal weather and will see increased melting of glaciers and ice caps. This will contribute to rising sea levels around the world this year. This is a continuation of the extreme weather you saw during 2010 that affected such countries as Pakistan. Earthquakes such as experienced in New Zealand will occur with more frequency, particularly around the Pacific Rim of fire. Areas long dormant will also experience earthquakes, along with volcanic activity. These will increase during this year as a part of Earth's cleansing. As with extreme weather, these are a continuation of earthquakes such as experienced in Chile and China in 2010. Much of the above can be traced to the energies coming to Earth from the Sun and elsewhere in this galaxy. These energies are changing the natural balance heretofore achieved on Earth. These energies are also impacting individual humans. It is external energies that have encouraged people in the Middle East and Africa to assert their freedom from tyranny. It is energies that have supported them as they risk death in order to achieve freedom. These energies are manifesting themselves among people first in countries where the rule has been the harshest. Next it will manifest itself around the world where the needs of ordinary people are subverted to the desires of greedy elites. Elites around the world have known these events would occur for some time, and have made preparations to retreat into places of refuge. The elites are as aware as you are becoming so of the energies of change bombarding your planet. We who occupy the great starships have been beaming and focusing energies for many years. It is our light, coupled with the energies from the sun and elsewhere, that have made the elites tremble, for they see their days are numbered. Nonetheless, they continue to play the game, extracting the final drops of blood from those they oppress, for they have chosen not to see alternatives to their long-standing behavior. These are extraordinary times. Make no mistake about it. This is not a mere business cycle, another environmental anomaly, or a long-term weather cycle. This is the long-awaited metamorphosis of mankind. Rejoice, for you will now be given the opportunity to move out of the density you call third dimension into a less dense existence. Look around. Awaken to the possibilities. Do not be one of those who refuses to see the larger picture because you wish to remain comfortable in your chosen lifestyle. Everyone will be shaken by events swirling about them. Many will go to fear and choose to abandon life in this world. A few will increase their vibration and agree to extend their stay, becoming caretakers of the new earth. We are rejoicing because we see many awakening to the possibilities of a grander life beyond the fear-based third dimension. We are calling upon all our earthly brothers and sisters to heed events swirling about them, and determine if they will commit to work with us to create a new civilization on the new earth. Here aboard the starship Athabashan are clustered great numbers of magnificent souls from around this universe. Souls who are one with God. They have manifested individuated souls for this particular moment within a quasi-physical costume. Athabashan is like other great starships near your planet in that we are filled with great souls who are sending light to Earth and her people. The density of souls clustered about your planet is so great that their light is overwhelming the last of the darkness on your planet. Never before has there been such a collection of souls in the vicinity of a single planet. We are all here to assist and to witness the transformation of Earth and her humans. Now back to more observations of your planet. Due to the extraordinary energies coming to you from those of us clustered here, you are feeling the energies of transformation as never before. In addition to impacting Earth, these energies are impacting individual Earth humans. These are the energies that manifest themselves as a desire for freedom, a desire to know oneself, to assert who you really are, to throw off the shackles of domination, to love one another as brothers and sisters. These are the energies of oneness, to assist you to see yourselves as one with all. The rocks, the plants, the animals, and with each and every one of your humans, brothers and sisters. It is this energy of oneness that will ultimately topple governments, collapse monetary systems, and dissolve religions. It is this energy of oneness that will cause peace in the animal kingdom, causing the lion to lay down with the lamb. The energy of oneness will silence the energy of discrimination, the energy of war, the energy of greed, and the energy of fear. The energy of oneness will ultimately assist you to become who you really are. You are a physical manifestation of one of the great oversouls, creations of God in the early days of this universe. You, Mark Kimmel, are a
The energy of oneness will ultimately assist you to become who you really are. You are a physical manifestation of one of the great oversouls, creations of God in the early days of this universe. You, Mark Kimmel, are a physical manifestation of one of these great oversouls. Your soul is an individuated piece of this great oversoul, created for this lifetime. Your soul will return to your oversoul as soon as your physical manifestation is completed. The movement for freedom in Egypt is commended. It shows that the humans of your planet may be sufficiently aroused to assert their rights as individuals to live in peace and harmony. However, it remains to be seen whether the revolt of the people in Egypt will produce the necessary reforms to create a society based on oneness, fairness toward all peoples, and equality of a monetary system. The great danger is to seek peace too quickly so that the process is thwarted in the name of returning to some semblance of normality. The idea is not to return to normality, but rather to completely reform the society so that all are fairly represented, so that all no longer live in fear, and so an elite class no longer has special privileges. Then and only then should the cry to return to normality be heeded. It remains to be seen whether the rebellion in Egypt will meet these objectives. That the world powers are condemning the bloody battles in Libya is a good sign in that it lays a foundation for all countries that experience an uprising of their people. Fearing international criticism, they may be less inclined to use force of arms to crush a rebellion. Nonetheless, Libya may turn to civil war. That the great powers are condemning the situation in Libya sets up the world to see that all current governments function for their own benefit, and are willing to criticize another government only when the situation is so dire as to garner international attention. We are hopeful that the rebellion in the countries of the Middle East will spread throughout your world and people everywhere will assert their rights to live equitably, to live without fear or domination, and that even the lowliest of peoples will be accorded the status of humans. We are hopeful that the rule of the elites will be dismantled peacefully, but by force if necessary. We do not condone bloodshed, but we recognize that it may happen in circumstances where the elites resist with force of arms. We are most hopeful that the armies of a country will side with their own people rather than turning their power against their own citizens. It is a further observation that religion has so far not played a major role in the uprising in the Middle East. We are most encouraged by the apparent desire of the people to simply live in freedom without the overarching role of religion. Again, just like governments, we are hopeful that religion will be discarded as a force for domination of the masses. Protests and political upheavals in the United States and England show that the rule by elites will not be allowed to go unchallenged. It is ordinary people who must be served by governments. Legitimate governments are not maintained for the accumulation of wealth by the few. It is the needs of the many that must be recognized so that they no longer live in fear, and that an equitable society emerges wherein none are wealthy, and none are starving. Keep in mind that all of your brothers and sisters are of equal value in the eyes of God. There are none who are lesser. Thus the challenge for those of you who are the light workers and the anchors of light is to insist that complete transformation occurs, not a too quick return to normal. It is your responsibility now that you have seen the way to higher consciousness to insist that it be a choice for all your earthly brothers and sisters. Do not attempt to preserve the awakening for yourselves alone. Spread the light among all who are open to it. Place your flame of awakening on a tall candle holder for all to see. You are the hope of this world. Be happy that you are leading your planet to the light. Mark, your dream last night was simply picking up on the energies that are swirling about your world. By watching videos like you did last evening, you lowered your energy. It was no mystery that a dark energy manifested itself in the form of a nightmare. There are many who are angry because they see that men of fear and hatred dominate them. Their tendency is to use and glorify the same fear-based behavior to rid themselves of that domination. This results only in replacing one fear-based behavior with another. If fear is the basis upon which change is made, upon which a tyrant is toppled, then it is most likely that a new fear-based structure will replace the one toppled. It is only by asserting a love-based behavior that people can rise above their anger and revenge. Young people, who have been oppressed for a shorter time, are more able to create a love-based structure than the old who harbor long-lived resentments against the old structures and old injuries. And yes, it is true that many of us who are not indigenous Earth humans now interact in human form with those who are rebelling against domination. We want among you to offer a love-based perspective to all who will listen. We are there to help create new love-based societies to replace the old. This shows the level of commitment of your space brothers and sisters. We are willing to risk entrapment in the density of Earth